my channel. My name is Ocean and this is Ocean Therapy, where we can create a safe space for us to exchange ideas, us to be physically, emotionally, financially aware and grow, and also we can really dig deep into some emotional and hardships that we go through. In no way is this a supplement for mental health care, but I do want to provide a positive and healthy influence on your life. If that sounds like something that you are interested in, make sure you like, subscribe, and follow me on Instagram. And if this video is something that resonates with you or with someone you may know, make sure you share it. Okay, so for today's video, I wanted to talk a little bit about removing toxic people from our life, okay? So I'm gonna be looking down a little bit because I wrote down a lot of stuff because, you know, lately I've had to, like, not get rid of people, but slowly but surely stop being around certain people. I just wanted to discuss a little bit about, you know, trying to get those toxic people out of your life. People who use, people who have abused your space, disrespected your time, you know, whatever the case may be. So as we all know, it can be extremely straining to have someone in your life that is just toxic and they drain you, and you can tell this because your energy is drained when you go around them, or by the time you're done talking to them you got a headache, or you really honestly try to avoid being in surroundings with them. These people can include, you know, your family, your friends, and especially like spouses and loved ones and people like that. Toxic people are not specific to only being friends or only being family. Is too. Family can be, and you just have to know how to handle each situation as it comes. So I just want to give a little bit about me, because I can't expect you guys to share with me if I'm not honest with you about who I am. And one of the things I really struggle with is recognizing, not so much recognizing when someone is doing toxic things to me or being a toxic individual, but my own struggle with trying to fix them. Okay, so like it really gets frustrating that I try to fix, you know, I try to fix people, and I know I can't fix people, but it takes me a lot longer to realize that someone is doing toxic things to me and doesn't want to change. And I know some other people can identify with being in a relationship and you know the person is doing things to you that isn't the right thing, but you don't want to give up on them because maybe one day they'll change. These are things that we try to convince ourselves that it's going to happen, but really and truthfully, the idea of change has to come from that person themselves, and true change can only occur when it comes from the foundation that is creating the behavior that is not healthy. So no matter what you do or what you say to a person, it's not going to matter until they want to do it themselves. So some signs of a person that is distributing negative behavior or characteristics and could possibly be a negative person. So the first one is they're not attentive. Like when you talk to them, they don't even listen to what you're saying or provide adequate feedback. Like, you know, when you want to talk to someone, whether that be a friend, family, or someone you're in a relationship with, you want them to say something. You know, when you talk to them, you want them to speak and actually internalize what you told them and regurgitate that information and tell me back how you feel about the point of view I gave you. It grinds my gears to sit there and have a full-blown conversation or send a long text and then you get back, okay, if you want to have someone listen to you about your issues, your problems, and things that you're going through, you have to be a good listener and understand them and what they're going through and be attentive. Be there physically, mentally, emotionally. Be present with someone when they're speaking. That is toxic because you will never feel like you fully were able to express yourself if it wasn't receptive, if it wasn't received. sorry. If it wasn't received, you never feel like your feelings were pushed through, and it can almost feel like disrespectful, and your feelings honestly can be hurt because you sit there and divulge this information to them and they don't even have the decency to communicate back to you what they feel or what they may agree with or not agree with. The second thing I want to get into is really. Okay. Hate these earrings. All right, so the second thing I would like to get into is gaslighting. Now, I know the term is kind of unfamiliar, but what I'm going to do is end up making a video about gaslighting just in its entirety, because it is really like completely toxic and it's hard to recognize. So gaslighting to me means that when a person, say you're in a relationship with somebody, and you know, you go out with your friends and your person goes out with their friends, and you know for sure that someone saw that your significant other was dancing with another female, and to you that is cheating, right? And that person comes back, you address it with them, and then they flip it on you and say that you are, you know, crazy. I don't understand why this is such a big deal. You're worried about the wrong thing. Dancing is just dancing. You're crazy. You need to like cool out. You know, just making you feel bad for having the opinions that you do, when you as a person know that you value personal space when you're in a relationship. So now this person has made you feel bad for doing something they know from the beginning that you don't agree with, but they do it anyway, and then they turn around and make you feel bad for saying something about it, which in turn makes you feel bad for having that value in the first place, and therefore you don't bring it up no more, or you're hesitant to really say how you feel, because when you say how you feel, you get told you're crazy and you know you're this and you're that. That is gaslighting. That is the perfect way to make somebody feel like crap, because you can't divulge your real true feelings, and you're not losing your mind, sis. You are doing what you feel is right, and there's nothing wrong with doing what you feel is right. It's nothing wrong with saying what you gotta say in a productive way. Don't just be yelling at somebody, but like in a productive way, just say how you feel. The third thing is passive-aggressive behavior. Passive-aggressive behavior is same scenario. You are dating someone and you let them know ahead of time, like, hey, I'm gonna go out with my friends this Friday night. You know, this is what's gonna happen. We're gonna go to this club and we're gonna drink and then just come back home. Okay, cool. That person acts like they're fine with it. Then the night comes, right? And the person has attitude. Has an attitude for no reason, arguing with you for no reason, nitpicking. You know, you ever seen that meme where the girl is like slamming doors and you ask her what's wrong and she's like nothing? Like, to me, that's passive aggressive. Like, you're telling me it's all cool, but in the background, you really tight about going out. So instead of just saying how you feel, you hold it in and then you take it out on me in other ways. That is toxic. If you feel a way, say what you feel. If it's important to you that your person doesn't go to the club, even though I think that's a bit controlling, then you have to divulge that at the beginning of the relationship, at the beginning when you're talking. So it makes no sense for you to be upset with someone for doing something that they let you know about prior days in advance, and then you're going to turn around and be mad at them. Last but not least, and one of my most like annoyed kind of behaviors is someone who is always in a bad mood. I mean, they suck the life out of everything. They literally, you could tell them something really good and they'd be like, well, why didn't you just do this? Or why did you do that? Or you want to express yourself and say something bad happened today, and they already used to being in a negative mood, so they're like, well, why you just tighten up? Like, what you upset for? That's because they're used to negativity. They're used to a cloud of black blah over their life, and they want to drain you down with them. Misery loves company. We all have our bad days. We all have stuff we struggle through, but it doesn't mean that your entire life has to become this notion of, I just hate everybody. I hate everything. No matter what good news you bring me, I'm gonna find a negative in it. Or if I have a new idea, well, that's gonna fail. You know, all of these people, or all of these types of people that I've talked about, they could have one of these characteristics. They could have all of them. I know this could be hard to get, not necessarily get rid, but to let go of someone who may not be the best for you or toxic. I'm not gonna act like I've just, you know, found out someone is toxic and just left them, because no, I found myself in situations a lot where if I would have recognized the red flags at the beginning, I wouldn't be, you know, sitting here, but I also wouldn't have the life lessons that I've learned. So in that, I just want you to do what's best for you. If you feel like a person that's around you, whether that be family, friend, sister, brother, whoever, if they're exhibiting toxic behavior, just be mindful of it. Family we can never get rid of, but if you're mindful of it, you know when to hang out with that person, when not to, when to bring, what kind of ideas to bring to that person, or if you shouldn't tell them too much. You just have to modify how you interact with these people. But if it's someone that you just met a week ago and they're doing all of these things already, or a month ago, or 2 months, or 6 months, really, let them go while it's early. Don't wait until 2-3 years down the line and you sitting here looking like, why did I waste all this time? If I know I have someone around me who's exhibiting some kind of toxic behavior and they are doing something that I truly do not like, what I'll do is I'll give them 2 chances, right? I will address it one time. Me, you, conversation. I do not like the way you do this. It makes me feel like this. Sounds stupid. We've all heard it in therapy, but it works. It's okay to be direct and let someone know, like, hey, what you're saying to me and what you're doing is not okay with me. It happens again, right? I believe we've had this discussion about the way it makes me feel when you do this. I just want to let you know that it's something that I will not tolerate in my life, and then I would cool out after that. I will cool out, you know, kind of chill out, coming around, whatever the case may be. But if it's someone that, like, dating wise and relationship wise, that's for family and friends that I've been friends with for a long time. But if it's dating and just new friendships and relationship wise, oh, you cut after that. Thank you guys for watching, and remember, always guys, make sure you take time for you. Thank you.